Averted, what do you say we get this thing started? It is Astro in the blue, it is Cyclones in the orange, and we are underway here. This is the preseason for the QRLS. $100 on the line to the winning team.
All right, preseason. I thought it was week one. I do apologize. But either way, we're going to start off here. Blue, starting off with some pressure. Astro, not blue. Need to learn the names already. Rust, shaking off some rust. Been a minute. Flix going to take control. Blubberknot is up early and is going to get beat out by Flix, but there are two waiting on the backboard. Low boost here coming out from Cyclone. Zeusy going to go for a shot. Can find it, and he's going to start us off quick.
Well, that escalated quickly. Watch this shot right off the sidewall, just a tip-tap away. You know, sometimes it isn't about all the power. It's just about hitting the ball at the right time, at the right angle.
And we've seen a double commit there coming out from Cyclones. You wonder if that's because, you know, they're in with a sub, and they're a little nervous, and those double commits, especially on the backboard, not getting touch you want, is going to lead to some critical goals, especially against players like Zeus and Flix. We're going to see them capitalize on those mistakes, but going back in here, we're going to see Kiev at last back, and he's going to be able to clear it. Will he be able to follow up? Yes, he will. Blubberknot is going to be there, though. No boost, but he's going to try just to follow. Zeus is going to get a touch out, but Tripod is there. Good follow-up by him. Looks for the pass. Great pinch. Zeusy wasn't quite ready. Almost own goal. Saved away by Flix, but it looks like now the Cyclones have the pressure.
What a beautiful save and clear as Zeusy looking for the shot there. Good save by the Tripod. Now it Flix. Looked like he got a little bit away from the ball there. Nice recovery here. Zeusy's going to go clear it back out to midfield. Very back and forth ever since goal number one here over the last minute or so of play. You can tell some of the players getting that competitive rust off, as you were mentioning. And now it has just been back and forth. Really good defense here by both squads as Blubberknot easily clears things on out. Zussy looking for the behind-the-head Pele kick. Not going to happen. CJ shot on goal and lands it.
And this is just a critical mistake, I think, by Zeus. Went for the touch into the corner, and I think Flix was expecting it, but it didn't go where they wanted, and because Zeus missed, Flix did not get the quite touch he wanted, passing the ball away, and it led to CJ getting a silver platter of a shot, and he's not going to miss that, and so equalizing. But I think Zeusy knows like he can't make a mistake like that, and I'm sure we're gonna see stuff like that cleaned up. But
I definitely think it's getting cleaned up. That stuff again, like. I made the reference to the behind-the-head Pele kick. If that car was just a little bit more, that goal doesn't happen because that ball just is set up perfectly for CJ to get the goal. And it would have been so far away that it still would be 1-0. But nevertheless, a goal is a goal. And when you've only got rounds of 5 minutes, you take any goal however you can get it.
And these being a set of three, not a best of three, these games do matter. And so you can't just give one up like you can in a series.
Correct.
And so, you know, they know that. And in some ways, these are, you know, just maybe more pressuring than the playoffs. I mean, not as, you know, there's more on the line in the playoffs, but in terms of the games that, like, every game feels heavier, you know, it does make that difference. And you see the difference in mistakes and whatnot. But regardless here, getting back into the game, Cyclone's going to try to get it out of their half. It's been in their half for a good bit now. Can't even go for the shot of the pass from Zeusy. Can't quite get it. Almost 50s on teammate, but Flix was last. A little bit of a risky play. Tripod going to pass it away. Nobody there, though, so Zeus going to have a catch as Tripod comes in to keep up the pressure. Flix passing it away. Not the greatest touch. CJ is going to be able to recover and catch this ball. Let's see what he does with it. Kiev going to be first. Is going to get a nice touch out. He's going to try his best. And no. Beat out and demoed by Blubberknot. Flix then doing all they can. Great play by Tripod. Nobody there to follow it up, though. Blubberknot going to catch it. We're seeing fantastic pressure out of the Cyclones.
Beautifully done. And again, this is why I'm saying why I wanted to see a little bit more out of the Cyclones. Right now, they kind of look a bit all over the place here, Reverted. So now they're trying to get things to come back into play here. They are keeping it in their own end. All members here defending. And now it's Blubberknot a little bit on the offense. Gets his car back into control with a nice quick reset here. Look at the Tripod. Unfortunately, thought he had it. Gets demoed instead. CJ. Nice clear. Keep knockdown. This could be an own goal here. Oh, at the top bar.
Zusi missing the open net, and I didn't see it from Zusi's POV, but from Kiev's POV, that looked pretty open, and
It
you
did.
can't be missing that. Kiev with an
Not enough
insane
knockdown.
pass. Tripod didn't have quite the boost to get to it, but nevertheless, we are not going to see a goal coming out from there, which should have been a easily put away, but Bloodnut gonna try. And Zeus was able to get to a 0 boost. Now Flicks gonna take control. Will Tripod be there? No, beat out. Jane Flicks gonna go for the double tap. Misses it though.
Oh.
Saved away by Tripod. Great save by him. Zeus gonna keep up the pressure. Maybe look for a pass. Can't quite find it though. Flicks last diving for it. That's pretty risky. Will he go for it again? He will. Not get anything out of it though. Kiev keeping up the pressure, and we're seeing this constant rotation from mid to the right with the ball. They're hitting it, they're getting out, and that's what you need to do to keep up the pressure.
Oh,
and it's what they're doing it. And game 1, overtime.
Yeah, if there was another second on the clock, that's a goal. That's unfortunate, but you know what? Here we go. I think this is what Cyclones wanted. Let's do a reset. Let's get to overtime. Next goal wins it. Nice save from Flicks. Now the Cyclones adding in a bit of aggression.
That's what I think we need to see for them to get out of their half, as it's been stuck in their corners for a good, probably a majority of the time. It's been on their side. It's been in this right corner specifically, as it is again. And we're just going to see Zeus. Oh, okay, we did not see Zeus clear it away, but it should have been. Here comes Kiev. He's going to try and get it downfield. No, Tripod's going to be there. A miss, though, coming out. Blubber not going to go for the shot. Zeus not ready for it. Flicks is no boost. And the Cyclones are going to take game number 1 off of just a crucial mistake. Kiev wasn't able to get back to it after the miss from Tripod, and Zeus not ready. Flicks no boost. Perfect placement by Blornut. What a shot by him to secure game 1.
Oh, that was pretty. Sometimes, again, it's being right place at the right time, and I said when this started that for me, I wanted to see a bit more out of Blubbernut. Blubbernut kept being calm, cool, and collected, ends up getting the final goal here of this game, and that puts the Cyclones up 1-0 in this best of 5. What impressed you from both teams?
Personally, I think what impressed me is Cyclones being able to come out here with a sub, and Tripod played extremely well in my opinion, filling that void. He looks like he has pretty decent mechanics, and I think they're spacing pretty well. They did have that one mistake that gave up a goal, but either way, they cleaned that up, and really no double commits or hard panics anywhere. They're just kind of need to work on their touches a little bit in their own corner, and this series is all theirs.
Yeah, I mean, I really think one of the most underrated players so far that I've seen on Astro, at least in game 1, is Kiev. And again, it's a brand new team. I think you're still working on your team chemistry, you're working on your comms. But to me, I think Kiev is showing a lot of raw potential. The question is, can that potential be honed in just enough that Astro can come back and tie this up at 1 apiece?
And I'm personally hoping so. I think, I know we're going to game 3 no matter what, but a 1-1 set here for one of the first series back in the season 11. I'm not sure if we are the first, but either way, it would be nice to see. But Kiev going to try and not get anything out of it. Zusi is going to give the ball to Blubbernut. Blubbernut no boost. Flicks is going to take control. CJ is up. Flicks beat another. There's two. Tripod is last in a 1v3. Flicks with a nice pre-flip flick over him. What a shot out of Flicks.
You could say he flicked that. But it's okay. I'm here for tonight's games too. The bad jokes will keep coming.
Let's keep him out of here, okay? Let's keep him out. We're really
Vernon is laughing his you-know-what off. Anyway.
A fantastic shot. Flicks and a response from Tripod. Wow.
I couldn't even finish any kind of actual analysis. Blubbernut setting up Tripod perfectly.
What a shot.
Nicely done for the sub.
And after not being able to save that 1v3, which you can't really blame him for, flicks out an incredible shot, comes back and just answers right back off of the great pass from Blubber, and a triple demo. Will they be able to score off this? It looks like it will. Kiev with a shot, great 50.
You think 3-on-1 or a 3-on-0? There should be a goal.
3-on-0. And
yeah,
Flicks,
exactly.
what an incredible 50.
Wow.
And Kiev there for just the cleanup and insane play. The triple demo.
Wait a minute. Is that Reserve Wolf I see in the stands? No, I'm kidding. Oh,
They might be trying to show out for him. Reserve.
you think?
He's left an impact on this league.
Wow.
And
I've never seen that in this league before, where it's 1, 2, 3 demos in the span of like 3 to 4 seconds. That was impressive.
And they're going to be looking to keep up the pressure here now with a 2-1 lead. Maybe that demo sequence there maybe got their hopes just shattered, and Kiev is going to extend the lead to 2. And within a minute and a quarter, they've extended their lead by 2. And we see, they're just they look mentally boomed right now. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, yeah, I think the Cyclones have a lot still here to offer, but I think they're taking a little nappy food.
We're just not seeing again. Blubbernut, not the greatest touch there, passing it straight to Flicks off of that pinch attempt there, but will be saved away by CJ. Zeusy gonna go for the wall read. Does he have it? He does. It's not gonna be on target though. We see a double commit coming up from Tripod and CJ, and those exact mistakes I was talking about in game 1 early on is gonna cost them goals. This is just not a ball you go for if you're Tripod. Fan? Did we lose it? We might have lost Fan, but anyway, we see Astro taking a 3-goal lead here in game 2, and my wish might come true, but like I said, we're gonna need to see some defensive improvements this game from Cyclones if they will have any chance of coming back, because Flicks is just running. He's playing free play here. A nice save coming out from Blubbernut. Twist, he's got to follow it up. Is not gonna be able to though. Zeus, nice pass back, and 50's own teammate Kiev not gonna be there. CJ gonna go for the shot. No, he can't find it. Tripod gonna try it again. A jump by Kiev. That's nice save by him. If he didn't get that, that was more than likely a good shot on target. But CJ gonna try and keep the pressure up. Kiev keeps it in. Flicks is there to recover. But no, Blubbernut has infinite time here. CJ is going to take it from 1-0 boost, and that's just maybe a miscommunication, but that should have been Blubbernut's ball. Regardless, Kiev has been doing a very good job this game of keeping it in the midfield. We see it with another 50 coming up for him right over to Flicks, and Flicks not getting the greatest touch, but Zeusy is going to be able to keep it in off of that hit from Tripod, and here comes Kiev to try and get a pass mid. He's been playing pretty well this game, and he's just looking to build up his resume some more. It looks like massive improvements from last season. As everyone knows, not everyone, some people. I played with Kiev last season, and he looks like he's improved a lot. And Tripod is going to try and keep the pressure up. Welcome back, WX fan.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So my wife and I thought we had COVID. And then my wife and I just had a really good hard laugh, like a good belly laugh, because the test we took with the C line that I was like, okay, COVID, we both got the C line, we both got COVID. No, it was the control line. Neither of us had COVID for the last week and a half. We had a chest cold. Read instructions, people. Anyway, we had such a good belly laugh about that. Well then.
Good news.
That is great news. In the meantime, what's even better news for Astro is they're up 4-1.
They are.
Sorry about that. That is hilarious.
Oh, you're good.
Anyway.
I've not missed much, though, to be honest with you. This has just been Astro dominance, and more specifically from Kiev. He's been playing extremely well this game, and Flicks, he's been doing his stuff. He's been controlling the game, but Kiev has really been that rock. He's been getting the 50s, keeping it off their side. He's been last back and saved the ball multiple times, and that's what you love to see out of him.
That is very true. Now, you mentioned you played with Kiev last season. What are the improvements you're seeing from him so far? I know it's early.
I'm seeing 100%. I'm seeing his rotations are much better, and from the looks of it, it looks like he's more confident in his gameplay. He's not hitting the brakes a lot in the middle of the field. He's holding the drive button down. He's challenging when he wants to, and like I said, he's not hesitating. I think that's the biggest improvement I see so far. But his 50 game looks like it's definitely improved, and just the way he just moves around and goes about the ball goes about the game. This looks much better than last season.
Yeah. Well, the reason I wanted to ask you that is because this game has been done and dusted for a while. So it does sometimes, you know, I wanted to get your perspective of Kiev as well, because again, not someone I casted for a lot of last season. Wanted to get your input on it, but we hear now Flix and Kiev each with 2 goals apiece. And this is exactly what we wanted to see. Now, looking for the Cyclones. Captain CJ, if we could get you out of Europe for a minute, and if we could get you back to the United States so you don't have 400 million ping. No, I'm kidding. I really want to see CJ take a little bit more initiative here coming up in Game 3, as we saw in Game number 1. I feel like that was kind of a missing piece here for the Cyclones.
Yeah, and I think he's struggling too, because as you remember in one of the goals, one of Astro's 4, the double commit, and we saw Tripod go for a ball maybe he shouldn't have. CJ maybe saw that and he's like, well, he's gonna try and take a step back and reduce those double commits by playing slower. But I think overall, he and Tripod need to kind of switch, and CJ needs to be more active, and I think they can get their offense up without a doubt.
Absolutely. So
1-1 in 3-game set. We were going to get a game 3 regardless, but it's always fun to be 1-1.
All right. Well, I hope you all are ready, because this one could very well go the distance.
We hope so. Maybe see an overtime for the first time.
Also, just really quickly, want to just touch base with every single one of you that our remaining schedule for tonight is as follows. At 8, let me just make sure I'm reading the correct schedule. 9 p.m. Eastern tonight is going to be Rangers versus Vibe Clan, and then at 9:30 Eastern, assuming. Again, wrong game that got scheduled. 9 o'clock Eastern is... Okay, looks like a game got moved. Or someone updated something. Never mind.
All right.
Join us for Rangers versus Vibe Clan at 9 p.m. Eastern. I thought we were doing Sappers Kings at 9:30, but okay. That game says on the 10th, and today is the 9th. Am I missing something, admins?
As far as I know, I think you're right.
The 9th when I signed up for it.
Well, that's something that'll have to come in time. But regardless, let's focus on the game now. We got a game 3, 1-1. Let's get back into this game. Almost a minute in. Not much has really happened until just now. CJ comes in with the goal. Right as I say that. I mean, it's a thing that's happened with me consistently. I've only been on this show a few times, but every time I talk about someone scoring, not scoring, it's always a goal always happens. And we see a nice pass coming out there from Blubbernut.
In both of our defenses, I think we wanted to see a little bit more out of CJ, and that was just perfect timing. Perfect, right spot, right time.
He has more points already than he did in last game. Double, actually, than what he had last game. And it's a minute into the game. So we'd love to see out of him. Maybe his confidence going to be up a whole lot, and a great play by him to be aggressive there and take the shot. So anyway, Flick's going to try and answer back. He gets a quick hit off the ceiling there. Blubbernut have to make a kind of an awkward save, but CJ is going to play first here. This is what we like to see out of him. Maybe make something happen. Good bump. Blubbernut going to look for the pass, and nobody's there except Zeusy. He does not quite get what he wants, though. Flicks. This is fairly awkward. I don't know if that's what he wanted to do. He's going to maybe leave it for Kiev. He does, and there's no one there for it now. Flicks with no boost. And I think Cyclones are going to have another a bit of offensive pressure here. Let's see what they do with it. Lucy again?
Ooh, no, I'm right here. I was just like waiting to see which of those two would get into the ball at the same time. Oh, I was hoping someone was going to clear that. They were heading for it at the same time. I mean, could we have asked for a double demo? I mean, just saying. Speaking of demo shots, I smell a demo on the way here. Look at Tripod. We have 3 defending members. At the very least, Astro, take somebody out. Do a Rocket League. And I don't mean a Rocket League in a corner. Do some goals. Wear a cookie hat. Do something. Twisty Tripod, that's your own zone. What are you doing?
And maybe we'll see the Astros back on offense here. It's been a bit, but CJ, I think, has been impressive this game already. But I think the biggest player so far in over half the game has been Blubbernut. Looks very solid this game. but him and CJ are connecting to be looks like a pretty scary duo whenever they're dialed. Kiev going for the wall read, doesn't quite get it though, but what do we need to see out of Astro for them to get this goal back? Two goals.
I think for Astro, it's tap back into what worked for you in game 2. Flix needs to be on the offensive side of the ball. You cannot keep Flix back on the defense. You need to keep Flix into the Cyclone zone. You need to set him up for, at the very least, this first goal to make it 2-1.
Yeah, and we see Flix having to be the lead defender a lot of times, and he uses all his boosts because of it. And it's just they don't really have the offense from it. And him and Zeus are trying their best to get out of here what they can to maybe set Kiev up for that shot. But we see Kiev here, maybe looking for a pass. No, Zeusy gonna keep it in their corner. Blubberknot could hit away, but Flix is there looking for the pass. Doesn't quite get what he wants. Almost turns into a goal from Kiev, and Zeus is gonna have to buy some time and whiffs the ball. That's not what you want to see if you're him. Tripod looking for a pass. Nobody there though. Fortunate for Astro, that could have been bad for them, but Flix is going to keep it in. Is somebody there? Yes, Zeusy is going to look for the pass, is going to get the dunk on CJ, but Tripod is there. And Tripod, look at this whole team, not just Tripod, but Cyclones in general. Look how well they're playing rotationally this game. I mean, there's so much space in between each other, and the Astros are really just struggling to get past more than one person.
They've really cleaned it up. They've really cleaned it up. Maybe they just fell asleep at the wheel last game, or just they were never able to recover from comms-wise or even just strategy. This looks like a night and day team from what we saw in game number 2 for the Cyclones. Ball into the Cyclone zone. Astros finally showing a little bit of something, but as soon as they showed that little bit of aggression, something, poof.
And something small there, I'm not sure if you missed it or if you got it, but Flix, just a small whiff on the wall there, and it didn't lead to a goal or anything, but just would have had a bit of control, and just because he missed that ball, we now see this ball stuck in the blue side for, 25 seconds in a row, and it leads to a third goal. But this is third game, I think all of Astros just not playing how they should be, and and partly because Cyclones stepped it up like crazy. I mean, it's a complete flip-flop. Insane rotations, no double commits, nothing.
They look discombobulated. They just look all over the place, and it is going to be 2-1 in favor of the Cyclones, and, averted for me, what I want to see from Astro is, yes, they had some nice shots on goal. Gotta try maybe converting some of these. And what I mean is, keep Flix on the offensive side of the ball. Get somebody at midcourt. If Zussy likes playing defense, keep him in the zone. Figure out what works and go from there, because the Cyclones, if you give them that kind of space again, it's over.
Yeah, and I think defensively for Astro, massive difference. If you noticed in their defensive spacing this game, there were always, whenever they were on defense, there were 2 people in the net, or just not in a position to where they could get it out with ease. And it's just partly because of a couple small mistakes add up, and they're just stuck, and they can't get it out because they keep passing it back. And Cyclones just have unlimited pressure, and unfortunately for Astro, Cyclones are rotating insanely well, and they were able to keep their pressure like crazy. But if you have anything else to say for this match, that's where we all at.
Yeah, I think we've kind of covered it ad nauseum already, what we need to see from both of these teams, because again, it's been really game 1 getting their bearings. Cyclones fell asleep in game 2. Astro looked way more oriented as a team in game 2. Not so much here. So, your boy, or Yubo, has been subbed in as the 4th member here for Astro. He is taking a spot on the bench.
Okay.
Now again, this is pure strategy too. We are in the preseason here, Averted. This could be strategy by them too for the regular season.
And is it? Am I wrong? Was this not 3-game sets? Is this a BO5?
BO5.
Okay.
All preseason is a BO5.
Okay. I was under the impression we were in a 3-game set. So do apologize, but now that I know that, Cyclones 2-1 in the series. And do you think this Yubo switch out is good? Have you seen this guy play? Like, what are we thinking here?
I think Yubo is going to be really. I don't. Invested isn't the right word. I think running to prove a point. Nice shot by Blubbernut. I think Yubo is really looking to prove a point as to he can bring value off the bench. But this was just a missed opportunity from Sussy in the goal. Nice shot from Blubbernut.
Yeah, and it came off of Yubo, as it's funny as you were saying that, the replay was showing him, he did not get the greatest touch in the world, and it led to Gian and Flix having to try and extend with no boost, not being able to get there, and Zusi just maybe thought Flix had it, you know, maybe wasn't ready for it, just couldn't really get back to that ball, not in a position to save it, but regardless, I think Astro looked pretty solid other than that, and a great shot coming up from Flix right as I say that. What a shot by him, nice double off the pass from Zusi. CJ just gets beat because of that, and I believe that was it was not Tripod, it was Blubbernut that jumped for that ball, could not quite get to it, and Tripod was just left in against Flix's wrath, and, you know, that's a great shot from him, great play by them. Yubo's going to try and follow up for an immediate second goal, doesn't quite get it though, but Flix immediately looking like he's playing much faster this game, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah, much better. This is a really good looking game here. So with that being said, here we go. Blubbernut versus Flix. Blubbernut able to at least clear it out of his own side. Yubo now again making a shot here, knocks it down, trying to set up his teammate in Sussy, and it's going to be taken out by Tripod to the other side of the board. And now it's Flix here, still hanging out. Yubo unfortunately didn't have this boost he needed to get that shot into the goal. Would have been pretty, however it looked. And now it's time for Astro to play some defense. Oh, open netter? No. But Flix. It's none other than the Flix.
Great shot by him. Yubo hitting it over, I believe, Tripod. Blubbernut, again, just not getting that. That defensive touch is just not there for him. And you really think any more power or height on that ball, and that's just not a goal. And, you know, he might be kicking himself over that, but see how he'll regain from that. But great shot from Flix to extend their lead, or grab the lead, I should say, here in game number 4. As CJ will try his take at a air dribble. It does not quite get it, though. And a little bit of the balls is left in the midfield here, but Flix is going to look for a beat over Blubbernut. Gets it, though. CJ awkward. Not going to fall. It should have, maybe. But regardless, Cyclones going to look for some offense. And Flix gets demoed, booms the ball away just in time. Zusi going to look for a shot. Does find it off the miss from Blubbernut. And a great read there by Zusi. Blubbernut just barely missed this ball. And, you know, this game, I don't know if he's nervous, but that's 2 mistakes now that have cost him goals. And you got to feel for him. But at some point, he's got to... You know, we got to clean up these defensive mistakes from him if they have any chance to come back.
Here we go. Sussy now trying his hand at the offense. Yubo setting up his teammates. Nobody's home though. Sussy had to go and grab some boost off the back wall. Flixie! That was pretty. We got the look at it from the player on the top there, but my goodness, that was such a pretty setup and goal averted. That might be the final nail in the proverbial coffin here in game number 4.
Yeah, and you think it just might be because look at, we are just stuck on this orange side. Yeah, I could probably count on, you know, just on my hand how much time we spent on this blue half, and well, maybe not anymore, but before the 2-minute mark, I mean, we were just on this orange side, and the Cyclones are going to look for redemption here, but Yubo, really awkward, great flick at him, fantastic to stop CJ coming in from getting that goal. Tribal going to try and keep it in, and we are just seeing it float here. Flix has no boost, a great cut from Yubo, already showing that his sub-in might have been the right choice.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is something that we really need to keep an eye on, because this could just be Astro's key strategy. Have Yubo hanging out on the bench, fresh, watching what's happening on the field, and get ready to attack when they bring him in. This could be really interesting here because Tripod is doing his best as a sub here for this team. Again, Twisty Tripod is a sub for this game as Zussi gets demoed into smithereens. Quick 3-on-2 advantage here for the Cyclones as that quickly evaporates. Now, ball knocked away by Flix. And this time, that teamwork we saw from Cyclones has evaporated in Game 4. Astro taking it right back to them. 14 seconds on the clock, and this game is over. And we are done. We are headed to game number 5 of this best-of-5 series, and we're done.
And incredible game by Astro, and you just see, like, it's hard to determine what the change was, but personally, I think that Cyclones, I don't think they were playing too bad per se, except for Blubbernut, the 2 mistakes that got them scored on, but I don't think in general they were playing that terrible. I just think Astro cleaned up a lot of their mistakes, and we saw Flix kind of take over this game, and as you can see on the scoreboard, I mean, it just makes sense. But Cyclones, I don't think look terrible. They just need to maybe some earlier challenges and better second man positioning. And of course, Blubbernut cleaning up his touches on defense. And this will be
Agreed.
Insane game 5.
Agreed. That's absolutely insane all over. Fans, I hope you're ready because we are set for game number 5 of this best of 5. And again, this is, I believe, game number 3. 2 or 3 so far in this preseason. And averted, this is going to be one heck of a finish to this series.
And it could go either way, personally. Based on what I've seen, it can go either way. And I don't know who, I'm not hoping for anyone to win. All I'm hoping for is to be close. And maybe our first overtime of the series. That would be incredible. But regardless, we're going to get in here very shortly as we're waiting on Zeus. There he is. And game 5. I mean, who could have guessed? With a sub from Cyclones in Twisty Tripod and even Astro making a change. And I think Yubo, he looked incredible that game. I mean, he played so quick. He played consistent. He had one not so great touch, but they got him scored on. But regardless, other than that, he played extremely well, and they just look phenomenal. We're going to see Cyclone starting off with good pressure here. Maybe a follow-up from CJ. Is going to go for the shot. Is going to find it off of the pass from, was it Blubbernut? It did not get recorded. It was Tripod. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Zeus. My bad, Zeus. But a great shot coming out from CJ. Way to capitalize on Zeus's touch there. And that's what you'd love to see if you're CJ or the Cyclones playing aggressive here to take an early lead. But last time, I do believe Cyclones scored first as well, if I remember correctly. And Astros were able to bring it back, but I think we're going to need to see some more aggression like that for them to keep this lead up, or otherwise Astro will just start suffocating them again.
Medic! No suffocating allowed! Anyway. Oh! What? Flix! Oh, okay. I thought this was going to be one of the best saves by Blubbernut. Watch this again. Flix controls it, Blubbernut sends it away, and Flix says, "You're not going anywhere. This is my goal, and I'm going to take US ball into the net."
A fantastic shot by him, sealing into flip, into reset, into dunk. I mean, you just don't see that very often in this league, and that's what we'll see. Almost another incredible shot by Flix, a little bit of an own goal, but Flix is just doing exactly what I said he was going to do. He's just dominating, suffocating him on this backboard. They gotta get somebody on the backboard on defense to stop this guy.
Unreal. Just absolutely unreal.
I mean, incredible showing here by Flix. But I think the Cyclones, they need to see, even after that first goal, after the whole series, we're in game 5 by now, you got to realize somebody's got to get on the backboard and defend Flix. He can clearly, if he's in the air, he can do something with it. And they now know that, if they didn't before. But your Astro looking to extend their lead, and they scored 2 goals in a matter of what, 10 seconds? It's incredible.
I don't even think it was 10 seconds. More heck seemed like 5. Flix is going back to exactly what I was saying to you, Averted. Flix needs to continue to be the offensive attacker being supported by his teammates. Flix may have just gotten... I was going to say may have just gotten the win for his team. He has the hat trick.
And if you notice, Yubo has 8 points. He's spectating, and they're still winning. I mean, this is just dominance out of Flix this game, and another great shot coming out from him, but it's just being kind of handed to him. And you know, after a good start there by Cyclones, they kind of just they're not really, their defense again is becoming their problem. Like, look at this, Flix just has so much open area. Blubberknot getting the late save, and a great shot, nice little wait there by Flix. Another tornado flick coming in, it's not going to fall though. Yubo coming in to clean it up, and a 3-goal lead. Flix again just leading the offense entirely. Great shot by Yubo after the incredible pass by Flix, and well, Yubo's not spectating anymore.
He wanted to stop spectating. That's great. I love it. 4-1. This seems like it's very reminiscent of game number 2, doesn't it?
And 4.
Yeah. Just unreal. Flix with the hat trick, 617 score, and now gets an assist. Zussi gets the score. Unreal. Just insane. Flix, 3 goals, 2 assists, 1 save, 5 shots on goal. And we're not even at the halfway point in this game yet.
I mean, would it be bad to call this game over already?
Nope.
Well, regardless,
no, not at all.
If it keeps up like this, we're seeing the obviously the biggest problem is the Cyclones' defense. But why is it that it's bad? You might be asking. It's just because Flix has so much room to do whatever he wants. At least in my personal opinion, he has so much infinite time. And if you give someone like Flix enough time and with nobody on the backboard, he's gonna murder you. Okay, he's gonna take your candy. Look how much time nobody's challenging him, and that's not what you want to see if you're the Cyclones.
No, the Cyclones are. I don't want to say they look defeated, but they look defeated. This is like all the wind has been taken out of their sails, and they're trying to make something happen. Now listen, 2 minutes and 5 seconds on the clock, plenty of time to roar back, but Cyclones really need to do something because, folks, by the way, this is a single elimination preseason tournament. When you're out, you're out.
And
so the Cyclones need to pick this back on up.
And Yubo, I know he only has, he has very little points in this game, but regardless, I think he's playing extremely well for being just, a sub, or not a sub, but, that 4th player, someone who may not see a lot of play time. He's definitely showing his worth, and in this game, I clearly did not matter, Flix doing his thing, but every other game Yubo was in, he looked incredible, and I think this is a good showing from him, maybe to become a starter on this roster, or, someone else who may look to trade for him, but regardless, he looked very, very good.
I agree with you. Minute 10 on the clock. Flix is now just playing keep away here. Are you kidding me? Oh, I thought that was going to be a ridiculously pretty goal. Unfortunately, catches the crossbar as Blubberknot just tries a miracle hit into the goal, taken away by Astro. And now, I think now we can kind of call this game pretty much over. Astro is just playing keep away with the ball. Nice shot from the tripod, but an even better goal from Flixie.
Yeah, and Flix is playing everywhere. He's just constantly at supersonic speed, just going around doing all of what he wants. And Cyclones are never really able to keep up, and never able to get good challenges. And they just were never able to get pressure on him at all, and get pressure on this blue side whatsoever. And we see Flix nearly dropping 1,000 points. If he scores again, he might have 1,000, and it'd just be a very, very good single-player performance. But I think I obviously a lot of credit to Flix, but I want to say kind of a little bit of hate watching on Cyclones, because they just let him do whatever he wanted. I mean, he's 270, 275 rating, like. anyone at that rating, if they're not getting challenged, is going to be able to take over a game. So, that's what you got to come into a series knowing how to play against someone at that high. You know what I mean? And so, Cyclones just weren't ready for it.
Just an unreal showing by Astro. Good for them to keep it in it. I think Yubo